Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I am Amanda Mallon. I'm Assistant Director of Career and Professional Development at Penn State Abington. And today we are going to talk about some strategies for career resilience. So definitely a hot topic in our current times. Throughout this presentation, I am going to encourage you, please ask questions, please participate using the chat feature. This is really for you to get as much information as I can share with you, and then you are certainly more than welcome to follow up with me after the presentation today. If you have additional questions or would just like additional support with your own career development, I'm happy to help however I can. Okay, so we are going to get started. Our agenda today, while I go through this, if you could in the chat box, please just put the Penn State campus that you are from. So we have invited students and alumni from all Penn State campuses. So if you could put the campus that you're representing, as well as your class year, or if you are a recent graduate or alumni, if you could include that in the information as well. It's just helpful for me to know who my audience is while I'm presenting. And while you are doing that, I'm just going to go through our agenda. So we are going to talk a little bit about what is resilience, what does it mean to be resilient. We're going to talk about some strategies specifically for how you can build resilience and what you can be doing right now to help improve your career development. At the end, we are going to have you create an action plan. You're going to create a specific action plan to help you move forward. And then I'm going to highlight some additional resources that our office can offer to you during these times. Okay, so I'm going to start with just a few quotes. This first one is from Michael Jordan. You may have heard this before. He said, "I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again. That is why I succeed." Another quote comes from Walt Disney. "All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me." And as I go through these quotes, I want you to think, what are some of the common themes? What is standing out to you about these specific quotes? Why do you think I chose them? So the next quote is from Maya Angelou. "If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude." And then the final quote is from Sheryl Sandberg. And she said, "The easy days ahead of you will be easy. It is the hard days, the times that challenge you to your very core, that will determine who you are. You will be defined not just by what you achieve, but by how you survive." So what do you think? What are some of the common themes from these quotes? What stood out to you? Anything? Feel free to type it in the chat. Perseverance, great. Yeah. Resilience, right? All of these quotes focused on overcoming challenges. And that's really what we're talking about today. Resilience leads to success. Perfect, exactly. So what is resilience? Psychology today says that resilience is the psychological quality that allows some people to be knocked down by the adversities of life and come back at least as strong as before. So rather than letting difficulties, traumatic events, or failure overcome them and drain their resolve, highly resilient people find a way to change course, emotionally heal, and continue moving toward their goals. And that's what we're going to focus on today. So we all have difficult times. We all are going to have hurdles that we're going to have to overcome, challenges that we're going to need to face. But during some of these difficult times, how can we take moments where things may not be going exactly the way we want them to, and how can we use them as opportunities to move forward with our own personal and professional development? So building resilience, one thing I want to make sure that you understand is we are by no means negating difficult circumstances. So it is okay to be upset, to be disappointed, to be frustrated. Maybe you had a summer internship lined up and maybe that summer internship wasn't able to move forward because of COVID-19. Or maybe you've recently graduated and you're finding that the job market is a little bit more difficult right now than you were anticipating. This is completely understandable, and it is okay to be frustrated right now. What we want you to do, though, is we want you to allow yourself to be disappointed, to be frustrated. But then we want you to try to reframe the situation and say, okay, things aren't exactly how I want them to be right now, but how can I still use these moments as opportunities? How can I look at, this internship that I wasn't able to move forward with and still take this as an opportunity where I can grow, where I can learn something about myself? So as you face some of these difficult times, try to reframe your situations in more of a positive light. What have you learned about yourself during these times? How could you be doing things differently moving forward? And how can some of these moments and these times, these experiences, how can you use them to really help reshape your future? And we're going to talk about a lot of strategies today to help you do just that. So I want you to take a minute and look at this list of competencies. These are the top 8 competencies that employers have reported mean that students and recent graduates are career ready. So these are some of the top 8 skills that employers are looking for when they are hiring students and alumni for different types of positions. Looking at these 8 skills, think of just one for today, just one skill that you may want to enhance for your own career development. And if you want, you can share it in the chat box. Otherwise, just keep it to yourself and focus on that as we go through the presentation today. Okay, so thinking about that skill, a couple of strategies that we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about how can you explore career options during these times. So not necessarily focusing specifically on internship and job search strategies, but more so how can you learn more about the types of opportunities that are out there that might be a good fit for you. We're going to talk about how to research organizations. What should you be looking for in companies? How can you be using this time to really identify organizations and employers that you may want to intern or work for in the future? We're going to talk about being creative with your resources. What are some things that are available to you free that you can really be taking advantage of during this time? And then we are also going to talk about just the importance of relaxing, having some fun, and taking your mind off of the job search or internship search process. Throughout the next few slides, I am going to highlight a variety of resources that our office offers. I do have visuals so you can see what they look like. This presentation is being recorded and it will be posted on our website. When the presentation is posted on the website, every single image will link to the resource. And also at the end of the presentation, I'm going to show you our 24/7 career tools. And every one of these resources is also highlighted on that page. So it's a nice central location for you to access all of the resources that I'm going to talk about. So first, thinking about exploring career options, trying to get a sense of what are some of the different types of opportunities that you might be interested in. One resource that we offer is called Candid Careers. Candid Careers allows you to look at alumni videos, and these are alumni that are working in all different types of positions, all different types of industries, from all different majors and geographical locations. So this is a really neat resource because these videos are very brief snapshots. This one that I have up here, this clinical research coordinator, this video is 2.5 minutes, but it gives a nice snapshot of what this gentleman is doing in his position. And you can see just from this image that there are a variety of candid career videos for you to watch. So this is a neat resource when you have a little bit of extra time. Go ahead on and play around with it. And it's a way to learn about different things that you can do with your major as well as different types of careers that are out there that you may not have already known about. Conducting informational interviews is another way that we recommend people learn about different career options and then also network and build relationships with professionals in careers that interest you. So Lionlink, which this is an image of, is one great resource that you have at your fingertips where you can connect specifically with Penn State alumni who have signed up on Lionlink to share career-related advice with students and fellow Penn State alums. So when you log into Lionlink, you have a free account using your Penn State email, and you can search alumni by geographical location, you can search them by major, you can search them by Penn State campus. So it's a great way for you to see what people are doing in different types of careers. And then in Lionlink, you can see where it says, let's connect. You can send a message to these alumni, let them know who you are, why you're reaching out, and then you can connect with them and schedule an informational interview where you are learning all about what is a day in the life of their job like? What do they like about their job? What's challenging about their job? How do they get to the position that they're currently in? What did their career trajectory look like? All different types of things to help you learn more about both specific types of positions as well as specific types of organizations. We are going to talk a lot about LinkedIn today too, and LinkedIn is another resource where you can search for different types of people, Penn State alumni, employers, professionals within a field of interest to continue to build your network and learn about different opportunities. This next resource is called What Can I Do With My Major? This is a resource that we link to from our website, and it lists all of the different majors that you can study. And then within each major, it is going to list a variety of career options and things that you can do with that major. So as a career counselor, this is one of the more common questions that I will hear from undergraduate students. You know, oh, I love my major, but I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it or what I can do with it. So what can I do with my major can give you just some different options and areas to explore. In this example, we are looking at an English major, and it's starting with just one career field, the area of writing and editing. Within writing and editing, it is then showing us some of the different types of positions that you could pursue. It is then showing some of the different types of employers and organizations that you could work for in those roles. And then strategies is going to break down some different steps that you can take to continue to learn about these opportunities and explore and get more experience related to those positions. This is just the first section of the English What Can I Do With My Major? If you were to scroll down, there are multiple sections that are then going to break down the same type of information related to other career fields. So this is a great resource that I would definitely recommend taking a look at if you're not exactly sure how you want to do, or excuse me, what you want to do with your major. ONET Online is another resource. This one is created by the US Department of Labor, and they update it annually with current information related to job outlooks. So in this example, we are looking at an actuary. And for the actuary, on the right-hand side, you see Bright Outlook. That is telling us that this is a growing career field. This is a career that is in demand. And as we go through this, you can see all of the different type of information that it is breaking down related to this type of position. So it's going to show us what are some of the work tasks, what are some of the technology skills and tools used in this type of position, what are some of the key knowledge, skills, and abilities? What are work activities and work context, and so on and so forth. So this really gives a big picture of what this type of career is and what you would be doing on a daily basis in this type of position. And then you could look at related occupations and see, okay, this sounds like something I might be interested in. What are some other similar types of positions that are out there? So for ONET Online, you can search by industry, you can just search by keyword. There's a lot of great information, and it's a great way to learn about positions that you probably otherwise have not heard about. Okay. So this next page here, we're going to start talking about how to research organizations. And this first resource that we offer is called Career Shift. So if you have not used Career Shift lets you actually go in. You can search for jobs and internships. So it is an active resource for actually searching opportunities and applying to positions. And then within Career Shift, you can also dig a little bit deeper and learn more about the organizations that have job and internship postings. So in this example, we are looking at the Vanguard group. Vanguard hires a lot of students from Penn State Abington for both internships and full-time jobs after they graduate. And for Vanguard, you can see here, it's giving us some information about the size of the organization, the type of industry, as well as their annual revenue. It gives a brief description of who the organization is, and then it's actually showing us some of the key contacts within Career Shift. One of the best parts about Career Shift is you can search those company contacts, and you could actually search to see, are there Penn State alumni working at Vanguard? Are there other people who you may have connections with that are working at Vanguard? And again, this is a way that you can, number one, do informational interviews to learn about how those people got into their jobs, what they like about them, what's challenging. But it's also a way for you to then learn more about these organizations and say, tell me more about the company culture at Vanguard. What is it like? How do they treat their employees? What are some of the perks of working at Vanguard? What's the work environment like there? And with this information, you are also going to be better prepared when you start going on interviews, because organizations are always going to ask you what you know about them, or why do you want to work or intern with them? And this is a great way to do some of that research. Vault is another resource where you can go in and you can search for different types of organizations. In this example here, I specifically pulled up accounting organizations, and it's actually giving us the top 50 accounting firms in the United States based off of certain types of data. For this presentation, I only snapped the top 3 just because I wanted you to be able to see what the information looked like, but it does show the top 50. And then for each of these organizations, you can click on it. You can get a general overview of that company. Again, you can learn about the size of the organization. Where is it located, or does it have multiple locations across the United States? And then you can actually read what employees say about working there. So why do they love working at PwC or Deloitte or KPMG? What have their experiences been like for them? And then you can sort of evaluate, is that something that you see yourself doing moving forward? Vault also is great because in addition to company information, they also have similar information regarding internship programs. So you could also go into Vault and read about different types of internship programs at some of the larger organizations in the area. And LinkedIn, I mentioned LinkedIn earlier, and if you are not on LinkedIn, I'm going to strongly encourage you to create a profile and become active on LinkedIn. And again, myself or anyone in our office can help you with that, but LinkedIn is really an excellent resource for helping with your career and professional development. On LinkedIn, you can search organizations, and then you can follow companies. So in this example, I am following Lockheed Martin. And when you follow a company, you get so much information. So if you can see this image, and I know it's a little bit small, but if you can see it at the top here, it's showing that we're looking at Lockheed Martin. It's showing the industry that they're in, so defense and space. And then it's giving a very brief overview of what their mission is. You can then go to their company website if you want. And on this left-hand column, it's showing you all of the different types of information that is available on LinkedIn related to the company. So it is going to give more specific details about the organization. It's going to show recent posts and activity. And if you follow this company, then you will actually see those posts in your daily feed. So it's a great way to stay updated on current trends and information within that organization, as well as possible job and internship opportunities. You will see that you can see posted jobs. So they are posting jobs on LinkedIn. And then you can also see people. So within LinkedIn, it will show you people that are working in this organization. And you can see, do you have first connections who are working there? Do you have second connections working there? Or maybe there's someone that you know who knows of someone else who's working at Lockheed, and they could maybe help make an introduction for you. Again, looking at those informational interviews that we talked about earlier. You can also search Penn State alumni and see, okay, who from Penn State is currently working at Lockheed? Or you could focus on a geographical region and say, okay, who's working at a Lockheed location within the greater Philadelphia area? So lots of great ways that you can search the people working in the company. And then on the right-hand side here, you see similar pages. So it is then going to recommend similar types of organizations that you can also follow and also get similar types of information about. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of following companies on LinkedIn. It is a great way to get a lot of updated information about them. Okay. And then in addition to, exploring some career options, exploring companies, I'm going to encourage you to be creative with your resources. So when I showed you those competencies earlier, I want you to be thinking about what are one of those skills that you wanted to focus on and enhance for yourself during these times. And how can you go about doing that? So a few things to keep in mind. There are a ton of resources available at your fingertips online. Many of them are available for free. So you can access books, articles, blogs, all about some of these key topics that you may want to learn more about. If you're having a difficult time finding some of this information for free, think about using your library. There are so many free resources that you can access just going through either the Penn State library system or your local library, depending on where you live. Many libraries do let people take out ebooks. So even if you can't physically go to the library right now, you may be able to get an ebook sent to your email or your cell phone or your laptop, iPad, whatever type of technology you have. You can also subscribe oftentimes to newspapers or newsletters or magazines, again, to stay up to date with current information. So definitely think about how are you taking advantage of some of those free resources that are available out there. We're going to talk about some resources where you can take a course or take some classes and learn new skills for free. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then I also want you to be thinking about social media for success. So in addition to LinkedIn and following companies, how else can you be using social media to really enhance your career development and be using it to put your best foot forward, build relationships during these times? So this first resource that I'm showing you here is called LinkedIn Learning. And LinkedIn Learning is free, again, to Penn State students and alumni. You just log in using your Penn State email account. And from this website, you can actually search a variety of quick videos, or they actually have things that are called learning paths, where you can watch a series of videos and either complete a certification program or just continue to develop professional skills and competencies. In this example, I had searched for leadership skills. So this is just showing me just the top 3 videos that relate to helping me develop my leadership skills. You can see the first video is 3 hours, and then the following 2 videos are 50 minutes. So the videos are all different times. They're going to focus on different topics, and you can really go in and pick what's going to be the best fit for you. Coursera is similar. Coursera is another resource that you have access to using your Penn State email account. And again, you can search from a variety of topics, both academic related subjects as well as just personal and professional competencies that you want to work on. And it's a way for you to actually be able to view the syllabus for courses, and you can sign up for classes for free. So in this example, I had searched language courses. So maybe I want to learn a new language. And this is just showing the top 2 languages out of 77 results. So I could take courses in Korean or Chinese or a variety of other language courses, depending on what exactly I wanted to learn and focus on. And then thinking about social media, it is so important to surround yourself with positivity. So on LinkedIn, as well as any other platforms you're on, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, think about who are you following and what are you seeing on those social media outlets. And how can you be using them to really follow positive and inspirational people and organizations to help keep you uplifted in these times and to help keep you moving forward with your personal and professional development. These are just three of different types of people and organizations that I follow on LinkedIn. So I follow Psychology Today, which keeps me updated with articles that are relevant. TED conferences, you may have heard of TED Talks. These are great ways for me to stay up to date with just different types of skills and current trends, hot topics related to education, leadership skills. And then John Maxwell posts a lot of quotes and articles related to leadership and developing presentation and leadership skills. So all things that I have an interest in, but also things that are uplifting and I see come through my newsfeed on a daily basis that help just bring positivity to my life. So what can you be following? Who can you be following to keep you up to date with current information, but also is going to bring positivity to you? And then what calms you? What makes you interesting and unique? How are you taking time for yourself right now? So I've said this a few times and I can't emphasize how important it is for you to really take some time to de-stress, just focus on yourself and have fun. It's easy to get caught up in the current times, but really take some time, make sure that you are focusing on your health and well-being and really just relaxing to enjoy some of the time, especially right now. It's summer, it's nice outside. How can you be enjoying this in addition to doing some of these tasks to move yourself forward? So now I want you to create your action plan. I just went through a variety of resources, and I want you to think about what is one action step that you can take within the next week related to the different resources that I went through. One of the most common questions that we are hearing from employers right now is that when they do start to interview students and alumni for internships and full-time jobs, one of the more common questions they're going to ask is, how have you spent your time? So maybe you didn't get to complete that interview this summer, or that internship this summer. What did you do instead, right? How are you still taking some time to work on developing some of these skills, developing some of these competencies that employers might want? Maybe you graduated in May and now you're searching for opportunities. What have you been doing during the quarantine and during your summer when you're not working just yet? What have you been doing to try to better yourself? So really think about this. What would your answer be? Because it's very likely that you're going to get this question from an employer. How have you spent your time? And thinking about the different resources that we talked about today, if you want to just share in the chat, what is one resource or one action step that you're going to work on for yourself? What is something that you want to do within the next week to help move your career development forward or help you develop one of those competencies that you talked about? Okay, sign up for LinkedIn Learning, great. So many different topics on there that you can focus on. That's excellent. Okay, LinkedIn Learning and online courses. Yes, great. I didn't even talk about other online classes, right? I mean, certainly you could even look at like Penn State Abington or the Penn State campuses for online courses, but LinkedIn Learning and Coursera are both free options, so they're a great place to start. Excellent. This last slide is just giving all of our contact information. So as I mentioned, we are available all summer. We are here to help with your career and professional development. So whether you are actively searching for internships and jobs, whether there's a specific career topic that you want to focus on or improve upon, you can always schedule appointments with our staff. We are available to meet with you via Zoom or by telephone, whichever you prefer. And my email is is on here, azm7@psu.edu. You are more than welcome to reach out to me with any specific questions. And then I did mention that I was going to show you our 24/7 career tools. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to take us to the website. And on this website, there's really just so much information. So a lot of the resources that I highlighted, so there's Career Shift, here's Coursera and LinkedIn Learning. If we scroll down a little bit more, you have Lionlink, you have Candid Careers, what can I do with this major, ONET Online, Vault Online Career Library. And you can see that these are just some of the many resources that our office can offer you. So please feel free to come to this website, take a look at some of the different resources. If you want more of an in-depth tutorial or someone to go into any of these resources with you in further detail, I'm happy to do that because I know I went through them very quickly through this presentation on account of time. I'm going to wrap up this presentation. Thank you again for participating. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad it was helpful. You're welcome. Please continue to participate. We have these seminars every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and we encourage you to join us every week if you're able to. Until next week, have a great afternoon, everyone. Thanks again for joining.